Hey Credit Warriors, Credit Shifter here, and today we are starting a new series called 5-Star Vacations. How many points do you really need? Or we'll call it something like that. Basically, we're going to be looking at 5-star travel itineraries and talking about how to book them, what points do you want to use, and how many do you need. So, to kick it off, we're going to be looking at an itinerary I may actually do this December. I'm kind of thinking about it, weighing it up. I've got most of the points already earned for this, so we'll see. So basically this is New York JFK to Cancun for 3 nights, staying at a really nice hotel in Cancun. It's actually an all-inclusive hotel. I'll talk about the hotel a little bit later on in the video. First of all, let's talk about how to book the flights. So you got a few options, but the ones I'm going to look at are kind of specific for me because I'm loyal to British Airways as my loyalty program, and I also use American Airlines because we get the Amex credit for American Airlines gift cards from the Amex Platinum for $200 a year, so we like to use that up as well, so we often like to use American Airlines. So we're going to be looking at options with BA and AA, but just on a side note, JetBlue also flies JFK to Cancun. That's a really popular airline, although I don't believe that they have the JetBlue Mint business class on that route. I could be wrong. And then you've got like United from Newark Airport, EWR, etc., and a few other airlines that fly there. I'm sure Delta has a route as well. But anyway, so let's get started talking about this. So to fly from JFK to Cancun, the dates we're gonna do are December 4th to December 7th. So on December 4th, it is 15,000 miles per person, one way in economy. So that would be 60,000 for the whole trip. But we did say a 5-star vacation, didn't we? So we are going to go with the business class option, and for that it'll be 25,000 miles one way in business class per person. So for 2 people, I'm going to work off of 2 people. I know I always travel with my whole family, but most award bookings are going to be easier if you have less people, you're just a couple or whatever. So that would be 100,000 points for the round trip in business class for 2 people. Now, I'm not sure what the business class is going to be. It'll probably be something more similar to the domestic first class. It's actually business/first, so I'm guessing it's, domestic first class. Probably not as good as the transcontinental service, New York to LA, etc., where they have fully flat beds. It's probably just going to be like a large seat. It's only a short flight anyway, about 4 hours, so it'll just be probably a large seat and better food than the regular business class. So how could we book that? Well, those prices are quoted in AA miles. American Airlines is a transfer partner of SPG/Marriott, so you could transfer points over from there. In addition to that, there's also the American Airlines credit cards from Citi, the most prestigious one being the Executive Platinum World Elite MasterCard, which actually comes with Admirals Club access as well. We'll get onto why you need that a little bit later on, but that has a current limited time offer of 75,000 points as a sign-up bonus when you spend 7,500 in the first 3 months. It's actually quite a high spending requirement, but if you can do that, 75,000 points, probably with the spending you'll be above 80,000. You're almost there, to be honest, to getting that that business class trip for 2 people to Cancun. Alright, now let's just look at some British Airways booking options. So remember that figure, it's 100,000 AA points. Well, if we use British Airways Avios and book the same dates, and we're booking through British Airways website, okay, with this, and I'm going to actually put a link for the Booking with Avios page on British Airways website, because British Airways website is quite glitchy, and if you just go in and try to book with Avios, you book once, and then if you adjust the search and you go back, you often get a different screen which isn't the screen you want, and it comes up with an error message saying British Airways doesn't fly these routes. And obviously British Airways doesn't, but their partners do, and their partners should be bookable on the site. So I'm going to put a link in the description that if you sign in, you'll be taken directly to the page that is the one you want for booking with Avios, okay? And it should show up the correct, award availability and the correct searches and stuff, okay? So anyway, let's go back. So booking with British Airways Avios, if you book the same dates, December 4th to December 7th, it's actually only 80,000 BA Avios or BA miles to book business class, okay? Which is really cool. And to book economy, it's actually only 40,000. and that's compared to 60,000 AA miles if you book the whole return trip for 2 people in economy. And British Airways Avios, British Airways is a transfer partner of Chase and American Express. That's why I like them so much, because I can get points from, say, the Amex Platinum 5X on air travel, transfer those over, and get points from Chase, Sapphire Reserve, transfer those over. There's also the British Airways Visa card from Chase that has really great sign-up bonuses. Currently, it's 100,000. And so you can see British Airways Avios, they often work out a better deal because transferring them over from multiple places is just more choice to earn them. Now, I just want to show you something as well. If we try to book with BA Avios in October, it is actually more expensive. It's 110,000 Avios for business class. Now, that kind of doesn't make sense because October is the rainiest month in Cancun. So people don't really want to go in October. The hotel prices are the lowest in October. It's the cheapest because it's rainy, right? And then if you go to December, December's actually the sort of the shoulder season between the rainy season and the sort of higher season where a lot of people want to go there in the winter. I actually think, I would prefer to go in December because the temperatures are a bit higher than in the midwinter. It's like highs of about 28 degrees Celsius. That's about 80 Fahrenheit, or just over. So if we look at American Airlines, let's just have a look in economy. It's more expensive in December, 15,000, and less expensive in October, 12.5 thousand. So American Airlines knows what the season is for Cancun, but I'm guessing, is it because it's a British airline and they're not really clued in about what the peak and off-peak seasons are in travel over here in North America? That could be why, and that's kind of another advantage to give you in using BA Avios. They're not considering really the peak and off-peak. That's just what I'm kind of thinking from looking at the figures here. Haven't done a full investigation into it. So those are kind of the amounts of miles you need and the cards that you can earn those miles with. Just another point though, if you're traveling on American Airlines business class to Cancun, you don't actually get Admirals Club access, okay? So have a look at this screen where it details where you get Admirals Club access. If you're flying to Central America, you do get Admirals Club access in business. But Mexico isn't actually in Central America, apparently. It's in North America. So the only airport that you would get Admirals Club access to if you're flying to Mexico is if you're flying to Mexico City, the capital. I'm guessing that's because people who are going there are going to be more like business people. People going Cancun, they're like holiday makers, and I'm guessing they don't want a load of holiday makers clogging up the Admirals Club. So if you want to get into Admirals Club at JFK for your outbound flight, you're going to need the American Airlines Executive Platinum World Leap MasterCard from Citi. And at Cancun, if you want to go to a lounge on the way back, Priority Pass from Sapphire Reserve, City Prestige, the new Luxury SPG card, many other cards. Priority Pass has 3 lounges at that airport for your return journey. Okay guys, so those are the flights out of the way. Let's now look at the hotels. So I have been planning to go and stay at the Ziva resort in Cancun. There are actually 2 options there, the Ziva or the Zilara. So the Zilara is adults only, and it's a bit more sort of classical European style. The building, I think it probably has a bit more character, whereas the Ziva is a family-friendly resort. I'm sure you could still go there if you don't have kids. It's not going to be only kids, only families there, but you're allowed to bring your kids. And, the buildings are a bit more modern. It's more of a modern style. So, whether you have kids or not and what kind of style of building and, the character of the place you want will kind of influence your decision. But anyway, these hotels, they are 25,000 Hyatt points per night, and they are actually all-inclusive resorts. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can eat there, all-inclusive. Obviously, some of the more expensive things like lobster, for example, you have to pay an extra surcharge for, but in general, food and drink, it's all-inclusive. The hotel's right by the beach, there's multiple pools. It looks amazing, and it's 25,000 Hyatt points per night. The sign-up bonus on the World of Hyatt credit card, I think we got 40,000 points sign-up bonus. We've currently got about 48,000 points in our account, so we need to earn a few more points, or we could just book 2 nights with points and pay, I think it's about $400 at that time of year for, the 3rd night. And it would still be, saving potentially $800 because it's about $400 a night. In the peak season, it can go up to about $600 per night for that all-inclusive resort. So guys, I'm considering booking this itinerary, still thinking about it, not totally sure, So don't you guys go and book my dates and book the last few business class seats available on award tickets, huh? Please leave your comments below about what you think of this travel itinerary. Also leave a comment if you have a way of doing this with a lower amount of points, okay? Maybe a different airline, different points currency, maybe I didn't go into city thank you points, so maybe there's a way with thank you points how to do it. I would be really interested to hear your thoughts. Also, if you've stayed at those hotels, let me know what you think, and let me know what other travel itineraries you would like me to cover in this series. Also below, I'll put a link to some of our top travel credit cards from our partners. If you guys are interested in getting a travel credit card, you can learn more in the link below. Alright guys, as always, I am the Credit Shifu. Please subscribe for new credit card tips and tricks almost every day, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.